Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today I am going to be unboxing the Moon Void Tarot. This is a deck that I've had on my list for quite a long time now. I think definitely over a year, maybe even close to 2 years, and I've always enjoyed the artwork, but I had so many things on my wish list and it's only been sort of recently that I got around to actually ordering it. It may take me a few weeks to upload this video, so when I'm filming it is currently the end of February. So I'm just going to get straight on and show you the deck. It came in a package like this, no bigger box or anything. This is how it came, and it also came with this little postcard, and this has got Stefanie's name on it. So this was created by Stefanie Caponi, and this is just her business card, I guess, and she's written a little note to say thank you, which is really sweet. So I believe that this is like a self-published independent deck. It says created by Stefanie Caponi, layout and edited by Sarah Carney, and it is really nicely produced actually, although I did have some troubles opening this, so you can see it's slightly torn. So it is a tuck box obviously, so it's not like the most amazing packaging, and I may have to get some kind of bag for it eventually, though I will keep it in this for as long as I can. As you can see, there's no gilding or anything, and these are the lovely backs. There's sort of a semi-gloss, I guess, sort of almost satin. Very nice kind of cardstock. It feels very good quality. It definitely feels very satiny, and it feels like it would be a really good deck to riffle shuffle with. I may decide to edge this. I think this has been really beautifully produced though. The size of the cards, this is pretty close to a standard tarot deck size. And then this is the book, and I'm pretty sure that you have to order the book separately. I think that there was like a package deal where you could get them both together, but that had sold out, so I had to order them separately. But I just think it's worth it, you know, if you're going to get an independent deck. It's just nice to have the actual book that goes with it. So this is the Moon Void Tarot Guidebook, written and illustrated by Stefanie Caponi, and then it's got the website, copyright. Stefanie Caponi is a writer, illustrator and intuitive tarot reader based in Brooklyn, New York. In addition to reading tarot, she writes monthly horoscopes for Swell by Dame Products and is a regular contributor for Benefica magazine, produced by Catland Books. Moon Void Tarot has been featured in Cosmopolitan, Elite Daily, Horoscope.com, and Stefanie is a frequent guest on the Spiritual Phoenix podcast. In her free time, she makes magic with her coven, creating art, dedicating herself to personal development and continually furthering her spiritual studies. Stefanie resides in Brooklyn with her incredibly supportive partner Sean and their 2 cats, Onyx and Luna. So it's really a very kind of personal project, I feel. And in here it sort of tells you what you're going to get out of the book, all about the suits. Then you've got some stuff here about the Void of Course Moon, and so I am guessing that that is kind of what this was based on. So the Void of Course is that time between the moon transitioning from one sign into another, which usually happens every day or so, every day or two. On the back, it explains here that the Moon Void Tarot follows one central character on their journey through the tarot. Designed as the companion to the Moon Void Tarot deck, the guidebook reflects artist Stefanie Caponi's personal journey of self-reflection and shadow work, offering modern interpretations and original illustrations. In addition to tarot, the Moon Void Tarot guidebook includes an extensive section on the intersection of tarot and astrology, each portion offering journal prompts and creative tarot spreads for healing, shadow work, abundance and relationships. So it sounds like this is a really juicy guidebook. Sorry, I keep getting interrupted by the cat. So there are large illustrations here of each of the cards. They are not in colour, so they're in black and white, but quite a lot of the illustrations are mostly in black and white anyway, with just some splashes of colour here and there. So you've got card readings here, tarot spreads, working with archetypes. So I think that this would be quite a simple book to sort of get through quite quickly to get to know the deck. And then also really interesting, showing how tarot and astrology are interconnected. Just a really nice way to kind of get to know it and learn a little bit more about how tarot and astrology kind of come together, which I know a lot of people are very interested in, as am I. But really I wanted to get this deck because I felt drawn to it, and I felt like it would have sort of opportunities for kind of healing, shadow work, transformational kind of tarot readings, you know, and especially working with kind of like the moon phases. And I am working really hard to track my cycles alongside the moon cycles, and you know, really interested in deepening that understanding as well as sort of astrological understanding as well. I thought that this would just help to deepen my practice, and I just love the imagery as well. So with all of that said, let's just get right on in to looking at the deck. So here we have our Fool card. I think these images are really quite witchy as well, which is really nice. And you can see it's the same character throughout. And the only colour is her lips here, so the red of her lips. The illustrations are really quite simple, but still incredibly beautiful. And I think that they have all of that symbolism as well that we kind of know and love and like to see in Rider-Waite-Smith based decks. This one's really funny. It reminds me of, there's a unicorn tarot where the emperor has just pooped on the chair. I can't remember what it's called, but I remember seeing it on Lisa Papez's channel. It's so funny. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, less sassy maybe. The Hierophant. I find this image really interesting, and it's almost sort of like looking at how spirituality could be structured, and I found that really interesting. This is beautiful, isn't it? All about self-love, body acceptance. The Chariot. And on each piece of paper it's got different months from 2016. Strength card. That's beautiful again. The Hermit. There is some resemblance, I think, from cards like this to like the Wild Unknown as well, which is interesting. It looks like there's lipstick on that magnifying glass. I think there's a lot of references to like books and studying as well, which is interesting. So it really sort of lends itself, I think, to like shadow work and introspective work and more of that kind of Jungian psychological side of things. But yeah, very body kind of like centered as well. And some of the cards obviously don't feature the figure. I like this one, the Devil. In this Tower card, it's made up of sort of material possessions. So there's lipsticks and shoes, and it looks like there's a little Chanel bag there, which made me laugh. Star. The Moon. It looks kind of similar to the Hermit card. The lovely Judgment card. The World. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. So you can see that the minors are slightly pippish. They are still scenic obviously, but they're just slightly more pippish. But there are some figures in some of them than your four. I think I can definitely see how each card mirrors the meanings of the Rider-Waite-Smith, but being more pippish as this one is, and as some of them are, I think maybe having a basis for knowledge would be advisable if working with a deck like this. Of course, like, I think beginners could work with any deck that they want if they choose to, but it's just something to bear in mind. So now in the court cards, you do have the elemental symbols there. So here we have Earth of Fire, being Page of Wands, Air of Fire, Water of Fire in the Queen, and Fire of Fire in the King. Some people obviously think of the King as air, and others think of the King as fire. I can see the argument for both. Both make sense in my mind, so I could work either way. Obviously this deck has gone fire for King and air for Knights. And then we're into Cups. I love that one. That's beautiful. That's a great card. And you can see like the original pencil sketches as well with the line work, which is really nice. So here again, you've got your page, which is Earth of Water. And you've got Air of Water in the Knight. Water of Water in the Queen. And Fire of Water in the King. You've got lovely swords. It's a really nice depiction. So yeah, I think red is the only colour in this deck. I think people will probably see the similarities with the Wild Unknown in that card. They are quite slippy cards, I feel. I love that 9. You just feel the anguish. And here we have the Page of Swords. So we have Earth of Air. We have Air of Air in the Knight. We have Water of Air in the Queen. And we have Fire of Air in the King. And Pentacles. That's a nice one, as is the 9. Page of Pentacles, Earth of Earth. Knight of Pentacles, Air of Earth. Queen of Pentacles, Water of Earth. And King of Pentacles, Fire of Earth. So I'm just going to shuffle them off the screen and then I will come back and shuffle them and pick a few cards to take a look at. So I'm going to set the intention that we will shuffle and some cards pop out for us so we can do a little bit of an energetic reading for the collective. So let's just say, what is a timeless message? Whoa, for the collective that we all need to hear right now? That was very, very timely. Okay, so I love these cards together. I just love the way it looks, first of all, but I think that there is like a clear message as well, the way that the cards just like popped out of the deck so quickly. And with the 8 of Cups here and the Chariot, it feels like there has been something that we have put a lot of love and energy and attention into, for example, a relationship or a career, a situation that is now no longer serving us, that we really, really need to move away from, either because we are not safe in our situation or because it's just not serving us anymore. We're not feeling aligned to what we're doing. This is not the best scenario for our lives and it's not in alignment essentially. So with this 8 of Cups, we are making the decision, the difficult decision, or we have already made that difficult decision to walk away from whatever it happens to be it an unhappy relationship or a career or a friendship or a living situation, or perhaps even our situation at home. And there's something about this, the way all the cups are stacked up, and it looks like, for some reason, it looks like it's on a table, and it feels like potentially, you know, we've just had our fill basically. It's just the 8 is moving very swiftly towards the 10. You know, there's just so much emotion here, and there could be a lot of attachment involved in this as well. So walking away, it's not an easy thing to do. It's not something that people just do lightly. And if it's a decision that you are in the middle of making, then I think that this is, you know, your green light to go ahead and make that decision. If you're in a situation where you're not safe, obviously, then you need to make yourself safe, you know. And I think also in any kind of situation like that, asking for support, seeking support from trusted friends, etc. is really, really important. But I feel here that this could be about potentially a career instead, or maybe it could be about another relationship, a change in scenario, a change in environment as well, because we go from a what seemingly very intimate kind of environment. It looks like maybe it's her kitchen and she's walking around naked, and in this maybe she's doing some real heavy shadow work here, or maybe she's like figuring out a plan. Maybe she's doing a schedule for herself, so she's setting out a plan and she's really taking her initiative and she's taking sort of inspired action to go ahead and, you know, achieve the things that she wants to achieve. So it's coming away from something that isn't serving us, that isn't nourishing for our bodies, for our minds, for our souls, for our hearts, for our spirits, you know, something that is not fulfilling us, something that is not nourishing, something that is not aligned to our purpose and our higher calling. It's a path that no longer aligns, you know. And perhaps it's a relationship where, you know, things are just stagnant now, because those cups are all sitting up, and if there's liquid in them, they're going to be stagnating as well. Like, there's so many ways that this could go, but if this resonates for you, then please just, you know, take whatever resonates. But if anything I've said resonates, then take that and like leave the rest. But definitely, like, this is a place where things have gotten stagnant as well. It feels like this figure here doesn't feel appreciated, and it's just time for this person to walk away. And it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do at all. And I think in our situation, looking at this collectively, I think that we are all having to go through some changes right now, and the Chariot really reflects that as well, and things are speeding up, and it can be really, really hard to kind of gain a balance as you're gaining momentum as well. So things are changing really rapidly, and we have to get used to that scenario. But we really, really need to look ahead, keep our eyes on what's in front of us, plan carefully, strategically for whatever it is, you know, if it is a career, finding a new job or whatever, or, you know, attempting to go for a promotion, or if it's to do with sort of personal development as well, having a strategy for that, having a strategy and a plan for things like shadow work, so you don't burn yourself out, so you don't, you know, end up hating it and feeling worse than you did. Whatever this is about, I think this is about having an actual kind of strategy and moving forward with a sort of plan in place, and taking that action that is inspired and that, you know, you feel that you're being called towards, and following your path, you know, trusting your instinct as well. I think there's definitely instinct involved in the Chariot, but also trying to keep a balance of both sides. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, you have the two creatures pulling the Chariot, and they are kind of going in separate directions, and so there is this feeling here that there is sort of a little bit of chaos and a temptation to kind of maybe take the easy way out or something along those lines, but we really must resist doing that. And instead of going for like the easy option, sometimes the path of least resistance is you know, not the best one. And, you know, nothing that was ever worth fighting for was necessarily easy as well. I mean, all those old adages as well. I think that we are in a position collectively where things are shifting, things are changing, and ultimately I think for the better, especially if we're moving away from something that no longer nourishes us, that no longer fulfills our purpose, that no longer feels aligned and helpful and supportive for us, and we're moving into a place where it's not stagnant anymore. The energy is flowing, the energy is vibrant, the energy is creative, right? And it is propelling us forward. It's exciting. It's really exciting, and this is a really, really nice message, I think. And I think it's a positive one. I think that we can take something really positive out of this. You know, this isn't easy, and this isn't necessarily easy either, but you know, there are rewards to come, and this feels like a really positive and like creative and exciting kind of place to be. This is about innovation and like leveling up, you know, whether that's like learning some new skills or taking up a hobby. If you've always wanted to do something and you've never ever done it, to try it. Or once we're out of lockdown, maybe it's about traveling. Maybe there's somewhere that you've always wanted to go that you've never been able to, and now since lockdown, you know, you can move out of that space of stagnancy, and you can actually go ahead and do those things that you've wanted to do. So it's a really, really positive, hopeful kind of message, I think. So I hope some of that resonates. If it does, then please do take whatever it is that resonates for you. And if, of course, you've had any other insights or thoughts for yourself whilst looking at it, then please do take those as well. And if you'd like to comment below and let me know what you think of the deck, and if you have any thoughts on these cards as well, please do. So that's been the walkthrough of the Moon Void Tarot, created by Stefanie Caponi, and I really hope that you enjoyed the little walkthrough and reading. If you did enjoy the video and got something from it, then please do give the video a like and share it with anyone who you think might be interested. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, then please do consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification as well to receive notifications when I upload content about tarot, magic, witchcraft and spirituality as well. So with all of that said, thank you again so much for joining me. I hope that you stay well and safe, and I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Take care. Bye.